oftentimes cutting in areas like that can be kind of dangerous when those trees grow so tall and kind of grow into each other, like the way those tops were in those pecan. You really gotta, it's not the tree itself I worry about when I'm cutting timber, it's the tops of them. It's the tops of the tree and it's the tops of other trees. It seems like the times that I've kind of had some accidents, or, you know, when I've seen my dad get hurt in the woods, it's not from the trees cutting. It's when something gets knocked out of the top of another tree or in the tree that's fallen. And that's what usually seems to be the dangerous part that I'm aware of. And I'm not saying that cutting timber is not dangerous, because it's extremely dangerous. But I think a lot of it's just, you know, for guys that are experienced, you know, you go out there with a lot of confidence, and that can be a good thing and bad thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a expert cutter like a lot of you guys out there, but I've cut timber several years, and that's all I've ever done. And am I confident I can get the tree down? Absolutely. But at the same time, I always walk up to a tree with a little bit of fear, and I think that fear is a good thing, because I think it makes me a little more aware of my surroundings, a little more cautious of the situation. There's times I don't get in a big hurry when I'm cutting a tree, because I like to study everything. I like to study my getaway path. I like to make sure I've got a good, clear getaway path, because it just takes a second for something to go terribly wrong and ruin your day. But yeah, like I said, it's not too often I walk up to the tree without confidence that I can get that tree down, but I'm definitely looking at my surroundings and making sure that the tops of those trees are not going to spawn an accident. But yeah, pretty good pecan. As wet as it is, they're calling for 11 degrees in the morning for the low. So I will come here in the morning, I'll fire the skidder up, and we're going to drag this when the ground's kind of frozen up a little bit, because it's supposed to be cold the next 3 or 4 days here. So I'll drag these logs out and do my cleanup when the ground's kind of frozen and crusty, with it all cleaned up good for the farmer here. Luckily, the family, we've cut timbers on the family farm for years. I mean, long before I was ever logging full time. Back when I used to come with my dad, and I'd look for arrowheads or something while he was cutting timber. It's been quite a while ago, but yeah, the family's bought a lot of land over the years throughout the river valley here, up and down it, and they've cleared, and whenever they've cleared, they've always had us come in and log the timber, and it's great to work with families like that for years and years. It's like I often tell a lot of people, I don't look for customers, I look for clients. Because a client's someone I'm going to do business with for years to come. And that's what I want. I want long-lasting relationships in the timber industry. I'm wet. It's been mist and rain all morning, so I'm going to go get out of these wet clothes and probably not do much for the rest of the day. Guys, thank you so much. All right. Yeah, my truck's dirty, I know. Inside and out. So we got quite a bit of rain last night. Me and Dad got down here today to go back here and cut the rest of these pecan over here. And we were going to take Dad's little Dodge Dakota he's got there. This is where he started to pull down, and this whole river bottom mud, it's kind of like gumbo. And he didn't think he could make it around through there, and I didn't try to tell him otherwise, because whether he could or couldn't, I don't know. It'd be a mess if he did make it, and a mess if he didn't. So what Dad's doing, he's running back over to his house, and he's going to grab his Ranger. And we're going to go over here and cut these last few trees right there in that bunch right there. Now, there's several in there, and a lot of them want to fall back on this other property right here. There's like a 5 or 10 acre deal right here, because that group of trees up there, that's Dad's place. Then that group of trees you see back there is Dad's place. And you can kind of see how this angles up here on this piece of farm ground. So it's just this little place right here in that little cabin deal. Some weekenders come down here to the lake area. But yeah, so we're not going to cut all those, because some of them have to be pulled, and we're just not going to mess with pulling them. We're just going to get what we can and leave the rest. Then I think Dad's got some pecan up here in his place he's actually gonna cut for this deal. So I'm gonna get my saw ready because I'm gonna do some cutting, which I'd much rather do than be on that old girl. So I'll get my saw ready, and I've, my gosh, excuse me. And I've got my tripod here, so we'll try to get some action footage today, some trees falling. And, you can see some of these pecan here. They're big trees, especially like this devil here. There's some good logs in here. There's some real good logs. Oh, let's get ready to go. Stacking them in there this morning. He does it. Right in between the crotch of those two trees. That'll be fun to get down.